Okay, hey guys. Okay, here I am. Um, all right. So I wanted to, for God's sakes, go over this video that I put up. Ah, shit. You guys, you know what? Ah, hang on a minute. I put it on pause, but I'm not going to. All right. We are having a beer. I just took it out of the fridge. I just decided, yes, I am. So I can sit down and yeah, whatever. Relax for a moment. Uh, all right. I appreciate your comments so much, guys. I noticed that this video was the volume was super low on my TV, um, which kind of sucks. But I'm just glad that I got some feedback in your comments, and I agreed with all of them. And I really appreciated you guys, and I might go back to those in a moment. I just don't want to put anyone on the spot. But we have this chick. Let me put it up more just in case. And, hang on. All right, so here we go. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. So we have this broad. Uh, all right, let's recap. Let's quickly recap the whole situation. You have, and by the way, Spectrum Internet again fucked up on me, as it always does. It did. Oh, was it bad during the convention? Um, Crepes. I had to reboot, and I've never had to do this before. This kills me. The only time I may have had to do it, or may have had to compromise my internet, or make compromises to obtain internet, is when I was the guy that lived below me in 2011, 10, 11, and 12. Ah, he kept his account. Um, oh, he was crazy. Nice guy though. Kept his account unlocked. So if I put my computer in a window, but then I bothered my cats, so it was a mess. But we get fast forward to now. Okay, so I had to reboot a couple of times, and that was a really short debate. Really, it started at 8. What was it? Over at 9 or something, or 10. Um, I went. I put it on hold. Right. Well, I was recording it. So there are things I can do to go into where I'm recording and put it on, it'll keep whatever. I can go back to it, put it that way. And so I decided to go over to Rumble, which I'm spending a lot of time on, but I don't, for some reason, the files that I have on this fucking Chromebook, which is just sucking all over the place, it's brand new. So I have to rebudget for something different again. And, I came over to I have two of them going. One for my, and I'm not even watching TV that much. I don't turn it on until about 9, 10 o'clock at night to begin with, right? So, I'm going from one computer to the other, rebooting the computers, rebooting the internet service. Finally, I was able to get it, and within 15, 20 minutes, the whole fucking thing was over. From what I could tell, the entire thing was completely rehearsed. She kept going, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. Yeah, yeah, we know that. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, because when it comes from her, it's a good thing, really. I mean, she's actually reinforcing his brand. I don't think he ever used her name once. But there was something, let's go over this quickly. It's only 20 minutes, so we'll try to condense, but let's go.
Oh, yeah, it got dark out really
It
fast.
did. It was
But I
really
wanted
weird.
to, um, oops,
And crime here has really gone through the roof, I might add.
here we are. Sorry about that. Yeah, I wanted to go over this debate and see how much I can get on tape.
Shit. Excuse me,
All
guys.
right, so here's the beginning of it. It's 8:30, but I have it taped. So let's see what we can do.
So let's now welcome the candidates to the stage, Vice President Kamala Harris and President Donald Trump.
Hopefully you can hear this.
And by the way, I know the whole thing is shitty. I did this on the fly. I was outside. I was walking around. I mean, I was going, I walked down the block and then went, the blocks here are super long. They're like 2 normal blocks. So I walked a few blocks just to get some air, but unfortunately you can't get air anymore because that's when it just gets weird here. I'll talk about that later. Okay. I mean, the air gets weird here.
Kamala Harris. Second base. Thank you.
What did she say? She introduced herself.
Did she say Kamala Harris second debate? Something debate. Can anyone tell me what she said? Because I have been trying to figure this out. I'm sure someone knows. This is so good. This shit is so good. These people are all so fucking crazy right now.
Kamala Harris. Second base. Thank you.
What did she say? She introduced herself.
No.
What did she say?
Look at her booty. Now, she's got total donkey booty going on there. Either that or she's got an entire computer type system up her ass and going through the earpiece that she had on. Clearly she did. But okay, so let's talk about this for a second. Now, we hear, when I've listened to Trump's speeches, and we've been doing this for a while. We're not spring chickens here. Okay. Well, maybe some of you are, but I don't know. Okay. If she's a senator in California during the 4 years she was president, she must have, I'm making assumptions, but I don't know because I didn't pick up on this tidbit. At some point, she never contacted the president. She's a senator. She never contacted the president to discuss anything concerning her state. There are only 2 senators per state. And the other one, who the hell is that? That Dianne Feinstein, who I believe sat. Well, I don't know if did she leave yet? I mean, these are major jobs. And as Trump said at a speech in Mosinee, Wisconsin, which I am not getting any notifications for anything. I didn't know he was going to be in Mosinee. And that is at the Central Wisconsin Airport. Now, when I was being flown around with my body hanging half together and half apart, I was just north of there. I don't know why the fuck they took me to that shitty ass hospital. Excuse my language. I know exactly where it is. I travel up and down the highway a lot. It's right off the interstate. Well, is that an interstate? Whatever. I don't know. It's 70 miles an hour, I think there. It could be slowed down a little bit. I know exactly where it is. It's in Central. It's very easy to get to. There are several hospitals nearby. They're not level 1 trauma centers. But a lot of people are flying in and out of there because they have private planes and or for situations such as medical situations as mine, but not the main a lot of people have, there is a large business community there, as far as paper mills, and I believe ethanol plants, if I'm not mistaken. You can smell it. It's gross. I'm telling you, it's just the paper mills. The smell is, I mean, whew. Anyway, there are signs on the expressway that say, caution, low flying planes. And I think every time I see these signs, I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? you know, it's kind of like, yeah, if there's a plane flying too low, what am I going to do being in a vehicle? But that's a whole nother spiel. So you've got, I mean, I'm just doing a monologue here now. But she comes on the stage and he said, I'm sorry, excuse me, at the Mosini speech, he said that Tammy Baldwin has never once called his office, and especially during the COVID bullshit, never once called his office and said, hey, Wisconsin could use this. I could use your help on this. Or I'm sitting on this committee and I want to pass legislation on this. We always hear the word bipartisan legislation. Okay, so what has she done? Basically, you hear Ron Johnson's name all the time. They are equal jobs. Actually, she's been there 2 or 3 times as long as him. She's been there for like 20, 30 years, I think. So you hear Ron Johnson's name a lot because he's out there doing shit. Well, he's kind of like a lapdog for Lindsey Graham, but not as bad as Bowman or J.D. Vance. But anyway, I digress. But why do if you're a senator, you're obviously wanting to go into the Senate to make a difference for your people, right? Or you're just going in there to be her, to basically get shit. And that's pretty much what she's done. She doesn't really have any talent herself. Yeah. Go to my other channel. Go to the Craze channel. CRA, capital CRA, Z as in zebra, E, Craze. It was a nickname a dude called me in high school that I hung out with. If you're wondering where it came from, I don't know what to name this shit. Some girls I manipulated the exact text. It's one of my favorite albums by the Stones, right? I mean, listen to it. It's a good one. It'll get your mind off this crap. Now listen to this. Hang on a minute. That's why I named it.
And President Donald Trump.
Hopefully you can hear this.
Now listen.
Kamala Harris, second base. Thank you.
I don't know what she said, but she has never introduced herself to the president before. Isn't that part of her job for 4 years, especially during a quote pandemic? And then she bitches at his administration, but did she ever pick up the phone when she was in the Senate to say, hey, Trump, I disagree with you on this. Can we work together and get something done for this country? She never did that. Trump has himself ultra subdued. It's almost like he did, 1970s style biofeedback before he went on stage. But I don't really think he made a misstep. But if you go back to the Hillary Clinton, oh no, I forgot the name. Clinton ran against this guy, and he knows this because he was friends with the Clintons. When Hillary was running for the Senate in 2000, She was up against a guy, and it'll come to me. And it was said in 2000 things weren't as vicious as what they are in 2024. But it was stated in 2000. I mean, she actually was even shocked. He was coming at her so viciously that it was actually kind of shocking. Um, it looked like he was attacking her because, well, okay. It appeared that because she was a woman, he was attacking her, or she made it look that way. How's that? So we can go to that another time. But so since then, during debates, it's very, if you're a man like Trump debating a woman, you have to be pretty careful. But it's my opinion that Kamala, had everything in advance, and it was just a highly scripted event. And let's continue on.
What did she say? She introduced herself. What did she say?
Look at
This is
that.
just
Look at that booty. She's 5 feet tall, but she's wearing spikes. I guess that's one thing she learned how to do is walk on heels, huh? She's very short.
she's. Oh yeah, she is a Biden. Wait, let's go back. What is she doing?
When I say she's a Biden, I mean she's from that group.
To you both, it's
Wait.
wonderful to have you. It's an honor.
Like, he knows who the fuck she is, but that's okay.
But she should have introduced herself almost a decade ago, 8 years ago. Hey, can we work on this together? This is a concern for me. I sit on committee A, committee B, committee C. I need your, is there anything that can be done? Or did they totally, this shows her record during that time too. Oh, and I keep going back to this. So what Trump said in there's this chick that her name is Baldwin. She's really weird. And Trump said in Mosinee at the rally, I think it was Saturday, she never called my office once. Did I say that already? Okay, let's continue.
P.S. I think Trump had said that the entire time, wasn't she a senator
Yes, she was.
when he was president? Didn't they meet at all during that time?
You would have thought.
Am I missing something? Because she is behaving like they've never met before.
Oh,
now,
God.
another thing I notice about this woman
Get out of here, this Harris bitch.
is she has a behind, man. She has a donkey booty and a neck. She's crazy with this neck. Just watch this shit.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and say she doesn't get outdoors enough because her skin is fucked up, but you can tell she's had a boatload of plastics. I mean, I feel bad for her, but that neck is like a neck of a 70-year-old.
Kamala Harris. Second base. Thank you.
She said Kamala Harris second debate. Is that what she said?
Oh, who knows what she said?
What did she say?
Yeah.
Can anyone tell me?
All right, can anyone tell me? P.S. By the way, she has added some extensions to her hair because when I saw her on stage a month ago, I mean, your hair doesn't grow 4 or 5 inches a month. I'm just saying.
Okay, I know Trump. What?
Yeah.
What did she say?
Her hair was at least 6 inches, almost 6 inches longer. They threw a few extensions in there.
Say to him, Kamala Harris second debate?
What a weirdo. Okay.
Oh, fuck you. I'm
I'll
sorry.
begin tonight with the issue that voters repeatedly say is their number one issue.
Oh boy.
and that is the economy and the cost of living in this country. Vice President Harris, you and President Trump were elected 4 years ago, and your opponent on the stage here tonight often asks his supporters, are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
Let's talk about this for a second, guys. You had Biden placed in 2020 with a mask on his face, hiding in his basement. The country, and even I remember my dad saying, and it wasn't a partisan comment, but my dad said, because I mean, Clinton was president for 8 years, and my dad just didn't particularly care for his character and the whole, and a lot of other shit. But when you could say this, and taxes were fucking through the roof on that, under that guy, but there were some damn good times to be had during that 8 years. Okay, and the economy grew. Well, personal wealth and position grew, and everyone has, cell phones and all this bullshit right now. But at that time, in the mid to late 90s, a trend, and I know you guys will remember this, was, well, I'm in Wisconsin here, and we had a slowdown before the complete Obama closure of um, a lot of factory jobs. So people were picking up the slack from loss of income by finding something to do on their own, you know, or running their own business. I mean, guys, when I first got a pet, I went in the yellow pages and found a pet psychiatrist, okay? Or pet psychologist, because I needed tips on my cat and I was having a hard time. But it's like the money, I mean, I was making 10 grand a month, like the month I got married in the 90s, when I could fill up my tank for $20 a month. Does that make sense to you? Which now I guess is small potatoes. But taxes were very problematic, because if you were self-employed or running your business, you were constantly paying more and more and more and more of your quarterlies, and your estimated quarterlies. And then at the end of the year, if you were doing better with your business or making a bigger profit, you would get a statement for pretty much all of the profit you got for working harder and or growing your business. But back then, Kinko's was open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our telephone company here, which was Wisconsin Bell, okay, when I worked in the generator business, we worked with all the Bells. New York Telephone, New England Bell, we did a lot with. And just giving you examples. But telephone companies, we had Ameritech at the time. They began to cater to self-employed, at-home business clients. So I went straight to them, to do voicemail and other things. And at that time, or there was a short period of time when Clinton was president, when you actually had, I think you were able to call them until midnight, and a rep would actually be there. Now, I want to say another thing. My telephone bill at that time was about $400 a month. So, and that was for my business and my faxes, because I was making long distance calls all day. So, there are different ways and different things to look at. But it was a very exciting time if you were functioning during that time. Or when I say functioning, I mean working and having in your adult life. Now, apparently, people are just still living at home, sucking off the teat of mama. But you can go to my Craze channel and see my latest video on that. But we have, as my dad said before he passed away, he said, and he was actually fine he wasn't a declining sick person. I mean, he was, but not mentally. How's that? And he said to me, Colleen, I cannot believe, verbally and mentally he was there. It was just physically, he was having some issues. He said to me over and over, he said, and the speed and the rate at which this man has sunk this country. Now, after he passed away, I realized, some of his talents that I didn't know he was focusing on, but he was a major numbers person. And my mom is too, and my brother is too. But he just was like, I can't believe this, and it declined it so rapidly. Within like 1 year, it was like boom, boom. And this shit is just crazy. Okay.
4 years ago. When it comes to the economy, do you believe
Or is she ugly?
That they were 4 years ago?
So when I was looking at this on my TV, and when I look at it now, it looks quite different. So
I was raised as a middle class kid.
Okay.
That's a lie. That's a lie. In Canada.
Actually, the only.
Where? In Canada.
Yeah.
Your mother was a high-paid researcher for various universities. When you say raised as a middle-class kid, what does that mean exactly?
Yep.
Because you were born in 1964,
Yep.
and middle class then was not the same thing as middle
Yes.
class now. In addition, your father was a very wealthy Jamaican business person.
Yeah.
Your grandfather, not great-great-grandfather, just your grandfather.
All right. So we're gonna hang on.
Oh, okay. Let's keep going.
All right. Now we're gonna have to do research. Yeah. This is another thing that I was in a fight with someone on Twitter with. There are bots coming at me. I can't win right now on any of these damn platforms. Abortionists like those listed in Operation Rescue's piece made a living. Yeah, I mean, they do. Okay, let's not talk about abortions right now. Where do we go? Okay. I don't know if this will come up. She was on a caste system in India. Yep. Now her mom is dead. So all right. Well, Kamala Harris's dad is still alive. He lives right down the block from the White House. So right here. Ladies and gents, this is Kamala Harris. Now, based on her lipstick, I'm guessing, because you can't buy decent red lipstick anymore, late 80s, early 90s, or something like that. And her hairstyle. So I never got the short haircut like that. Um, Actually, I've grown the hair out because I was in the hospital and stuff. Well, actually, to be honest, girls and guys, I take this is weird. I take this supplement. My hair went from above my ears to my shoulders over the summer, which is kind of unusual. I take Viviscal. Uh, it's like you can see it like a half hour after you take it. It's got a lot of silica in there. This is her roots, you know. Let's screenshot it just to make sure, huh? Yeah, I want to make sure I have this. Okay, we're done. You know, I mean, this chick ain't, she's not, you want to know what the hood is? I will tell you what the hood is. So, ugh, yeah. So we're talking about her mom, okay? And I'm middle class. Okay, so let me tell, I found 2 recent videos that the police department here has released. And both of them, I mean, people are going to say, oh my God, blah, 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 and what's wrong with you? Both of them are because ever since I saw this shit, I started freaking out. And now I'm not going past this one. I mean, I drive by all the time, but I've driven by since I was born, literally, very frequently. One was very strange. Right, the 17th, right around convention time. This is a big one. I posted this one on. So this is, and where I'm from, and this is normal shit. Oh, I can't pick up the volume on this now. Have I lost my volume? No. So this is on 43rd and Capitol, or 43rd is also known as Sherman Boulevard. Oop, what happened here? Wow. Did someone screw with this thing? Oh, there isn't any volume. That's weird. Okay, so yeah, it's this shit that I'm dealing with on this fucking computer, boy. This just sucks ass, man. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can find this. Well, here. My car is on here somewhere.
Tracks taking an armed robbery carjacking on District 1, occupied at least 4 times.
Stop.
Against
I was so peeved because I was on this road. I got stuck behind this shit, and I had a moving crew with my shit on a van. Well, not my shit, just like a couple of small items from my storage locker that I paid someone to help me. I just needed some stuff done. And I do it myself, but I can't move because of my car accident. Well, because of being run over by a truck. And anyway, so I'm sitting here and I'm swearing, I'm going nuts.
stuck in traffic. We're just south of the Locust exit here. Make sure we're patched with 5. All right, we're exiting.
And this is just normal everyday shit. Everywhere. You guys are saying, "Oh my God, why?" No, it doesn't matter. So I go up to northern Wisconsin. I get run over by a Dodge Ram.
Locust here from nope. Continuing 43 northbound, passing Locust. White Chevy tracks, no plates, wanted for armed robbery, carjacking out of District 1. Speeds are 68 miles per hour. We are on the shoulder of 43 northbound, still in traffic here.
Yeah, you're still in traffic. They got up right behind my ass and then went up on the shoulder. And I was scared to death. I'm just driving along, and all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck is this? And this guy's like right behind me.
All right, continuing northbound on 43. Quarter mile from Keefe. White Chevy tracks, no plates, occupied 4 times, wanted for an armed robbery, carjacking out of District 1. Continuing northbound, 43 north, passing Keefe. White Chevy tracks, no plates, occupied 4 times, wanted for an armed robbery, carjacking out of District 1. Speeds are 70. Traffic currently.
No, yeah, I did. I actually.
Road conditions are dry.
People were cheering me for getting it. I rolled my window down, I took my phone out, and I started filming it. And everybody's going, "Yay!" You know, because we were stuck, because they wouldn't let us move.
All right, continuing northbound, passing Keefe.
We're getting stuck here.
Yep. 33 in pursuit. Looks like they're going to be blocked by construction equipment here.
Oh, wait. Where's my car?
Stay on the ground! Stay on the ground! Stop the car! Stop the car! Stay on the car! Get out of the fucking car! Hands up! Hands up! Stay! Get on the ground! 3233.
So I'm right in one of these cars. This is middle. And look at the cars, the people. This is the main thoroughfare from Chicago to northern Wisconsin to Green Bay right here.
Shots fired. Hands!
Shots fired! Shots fired! Send us more cars! Everybody get out of the
Henry!
car!
Keep your hands where we can see them!
Your hands up!
Shield! Somebody grab the shield!
I guarantee you, Kamala Harris didn't grow up in a neighborhood like this. And it's just like all the time. And they managed to hide some of this shit during the Republican convention, I'll tell you that. But what with Harris, yeah, she was in a high caste system. So here's, I mean, her family is very connected. New details are emerging about Democrat vice presidential candidate, whatever, bitch. Her Brahmin family from India on her mother's side. She's very Hindu. I mean, and this Unz guy, caste discrimination is built into India's strictly hierarchical caste system, in which there are thousands of subcastes. Kamala Devi Harris's mother, Shaimala Gopalan, I always have trouble with those names. She died in 2009. Isn't that when Obama's mom died? Oh, no, that was before the election. No, Obama's, yeah. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's kind of all runs together, doesn't it? Was an academic from Tamil Nadu in India. Now, does Kamala eat the dung? Yeah, I said it. Yes, Kamala's caste. Yes, Kamala Harris's caste matters. All right, let's do this. She was born in 1964. I know the answer to this, but I'm just going to put it out there. Now, we all know who it is. Baines Johnson, LBJ. Okay. Um, always ask who was president. So she was born during LBJ. The world was a much different place, wasn't it, Kamala? Don't act like you're some kind of a newbie Gen Xer. The president in the year 1964 was Lyndon B. Johnson. He was the 36th president of the United States. He took office on November 22nd, 1963, and left office on January 20th, 1969. But see, that wouldn't matter to you because you spent most of your time in Canada. And then Nixon was president. Now, it must be noted that Nixon ran for a second term, won that, and it was at that time, his inauguration was in 1973 for his second term. At that time, you had a Joseph Robinette. That's his middle name. Can you fucking believe that? I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck that is. You know, because he's just a working class stiff. Robinette Biden, if you can figure that out, became president or became senator or congressman, one or the other. That's when he began his career of the public serving him. All right. Okay. So one would ask, all right, this chick's full of shit. Oh my God. I'm sorry. This keyboard to top it all off is okay. Kamala in Canada. I wouldn't read anything out of PolitiFact if somebody, threatened to sodomize me. I mean, give me I'll take that comment back. Okay. Kamala of Canada. Yeah. Kamala Harris, who grew up literally 8 blocks west of me, now pronounces the year 2022 or 2024. All right, girl. That is why Kamala Harris, living with her brilliant mother working in medical research in Canada, spent several years in Montreal. I think it was before, okay, from what I have heard, she was a practicing Hindu in Canada until age 20. Why was Kamala Harris raised in Canada? It's not false, but it's a misrepresentation of reality. So she actually was raised in Canada, but that misrepresents reality because she was, but then she wasn't. But she was just a disco dancer. Was she? Because she would not have been able to legally drink in Canada. When she came over to California, she would have had to have been 21. And that would have been, when was she 21? She was born in 64. I mean, I don't really think there were discos around then. I mean, I didn't go to any because, I kind of gave that scene a short try, but they were all doing cocaine. And so it was, and that wasn't for me. So we're finished with this. Yeah. Why did she go to high school in Canada? Claim that Kamala is partly false. She was only raised there for her entire formative years, from age 11 to 18. I think she stayed there longer. She doesn't look African American. She practices Hinduism. And then she married a Jewish dude. So she's not Christian, you know. Ugh. I have nothing against this, but just come correct. I mean, most black chicks aren't most black chicks that she claims she's just this middle class black chick. You're not. You know, the hidden truth. Okay. Hang on one moment. Okay. I'm sorry. I have a problem with my bad leg. Or, well, yeah, well, whatever. The foot that was run over by whatever. Okay, I'm not really going to talk about it right now, per my lawyer that I spoke with today. Can Kamala Harris make Hinduism and Buddhism great again? Well, this is cool. Just go to the Times of India. It'll tell you everything you need to know about this shit. And we're going to save this for another time. So the next question would be, okay, what was considered middle class in 1964? It's totally different than today. What is middle class incomes? Okay, so during the 80s and 90s, sort of a phenomenon that of the upper middle, the middle, and the lower middle. Because there was so much going on. But now they just say middle. So I would have to say she's more upper. All right. Just another minute or two, and we can pick this up another time. Oh, I've lost my volume, huh? I've lost everything, right? Okay. Whoa. All right. Democracy 2024. We don't live in a straight democracy. Just quick FYI. Well, I've lost everything now. Okay. Let's go back. It would appear I've lost everything at the moment. Yeah. This has been all night now.
All right, so here we go. Yeah, it got dark out really fast. But
So I was raised as a middle class kid.
okay,
I'm actually the only.
where?
That's another thing. Where?
As middle class. Now, in addition,
Go.
you know, I was born a couple of years before, maybe 2.5 years before her. Don't try to play fucking games. And I was raised in the United States as a
Wow, does she look old? Holy shit. Now the earrings. She has two different earrings going on.
real citizen.
Person on this stage who has a plan that is
Wait.
about lifting up the
All right. Hillary Clinton wore an earpiece like that in 2016. This side of her head has a totally different pair of earrings on.
Middle class and working people of America. I believe
This girl has pierced ears. She's Hindu, for God's sakes. Don't. And no, I'm not trying to be racist. And they've got this huge diamond jewel thing stuck in their head. I've never. Do you know how many pairs of earrings I have? Is it pair or pairs? I have so many. I'm actually went backwards in time, and this really nice person that I used to work with was went on a trip out west one year, and when she came, and she worked as a secretary to some engineers, and she bought me all these earrings, and I'm wearing a pair that she bought me in the 80s, and they're really long and they're huge. I have so many earrings. Yes, expensive, diamonds, real, that type of thing. Yes, I do have that. But I also mostly I have so many pairs. I have an entire collection in northern Wisconsin, and I have my second collection here. I mean, I usually wear my hair shorter. Right now I've got it up. I always have earrings on. And I have double piercings. I mean, I know jewelry. I know earrings. Let's just put it this way. Well, not for someone of my age group, which is Kamala's age group. What is this? This is an earpiece. There's a big, huge clip, and then this weird thing going behind. I don't know what that is.
I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people.
Okay, you're not running for psychiatrist. You're running for president of the United States of America. You've got two huge wars going right now. Ugh.
And that is why I imagine and have actually a plan to build.
I imagine? Is that what she said? You can't imagine this shit. Oh my God.
Of America. I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams.
This is rehearsed. This is not a debate. This is doing a video of rehearsed material, and it has nothing to do with debating. And it has nothing to do with the question they asked her.
Dreams of the American people. And that is why I imagine and have actually a plan to build.
What is going on? Let's check her ear. What does she got going on the earrings? Okay, so does one earring look different than the other? Does she have an earpiece going like Hillary did? Hillary had earrings like that during one of the debates, didn't she?
Guys, they're different. Look at this. This is a big pearl piece. Now my voice is going to go on me. What's going on?
Do they look different? One earring is...
Look at this.
Little beads. The other... What did she just forget to match them? What kind of flag is that? Yeah,
that doesn't look like a red, white, and blue flag. That looks
like okay, let's go.
Is that like a rainbow flag?
Let's do it.
What I call an...
Wow. I've got to finish my rosary to thank God for not having this. She's younger than me. Oh, I lost my audio again. Well, someone doesn't like me over here. And basically the whole time she did that, I can't fuck around with this anymore. She's just weird. She has veins popping out of her head. Look at this. Look at this vein. Looks like a pipe. I believe she took all her eyebrows off. Let's do this. Yeah, what was considered middle class in 1964? I'm telling you right now, because I kept hearing LBJ say it. My mom would have this AM radio going in the kitchen. We had a kitchen at the front of the house, and then our living room was at the front of the house, and that took up the whole front. And then we had a back door and a patio and a huge yard and all this shit. And we were in and out all day, and we were, well, I didn't necessarily have a lot of people over, but as we got older, and I've talked about this, my brother had people in and out all day at the back door all the time. There wasn't social media. That door would be going all night, and he was never home because he was either working or doing basketball. But people would just drop by. I mean, 10 times a night, after my paper route. And I just would sit at the kitchen table. Everyone else would be doing something, and I'd be like, well, let's check out who's coming tonight. And I would just sit at the door, and they were all men, and they were all very attractive. And it was like, whoa. I mean, there were a few times where I'd shut the door and I'd be like, my breath was taken away. I'd be like, I'm opening a door and there's a movie star over here, But there is no middle class. But in 1964. So let's do it again. There were, it was upper, lower, and middle, right? Yeah. Well, all I know is I worked myself to upper middle class, and this looks like upper middle class. Now, I don't know what we were because my mom would never tell me because I kept asking her. She'd, just be like, I don't know. I'd say, but I keep hearing the radio talking about this. Oh, this is a teeny house, isn't it? But this looks more like upper in California, maybe. That's huge. That's a huge house. This is just basic. That looks more like the 50s. Or, yeah, I mean, or this lady has an out-of-style hairdo. I mean, I have pictures, guys. A lot of them. That I could show. But right now, I mean, there's nothing. There's such a nice kid living below me. Ugh. And he's, what is he, 7th grade? But he's tall, And I saw him, and he held the door for me today. God bless him. I'm on the crutches, I asked him to. But I thought, I said, hey, do you mind holding the door? I'm right behind you. And just to see what he'd do. And he did. He held the door for me. He's a kid. I just wanted to see what he'd do. And then I said, well, thank you. You're really a gentleman. That's really cool. I really appreciate that. And then I asked him, what he was doing. And he said he was on the soccer team. And he's always a starter. And we got him talking. He's a fucking nice kid. But I mean, there are more single people here in these apartments. And, but I mean, he looks, quote, middle class. He's, actually a blonde haired, blue eyed kid. Really attractive. I haven't seen anyone that would fit the profile of his father around. But I'm trying to figure out, what does that word mean now? What does that mean in this day and age? I don't know. But when Harris talks about this shit, she's just trying to be like folksy almost. Yeah, I'm middle class. Actually, Donald Trump was middle class too at one point in time. Let's try it again. She looks like a clown. Oh, have I lost my audio? Yeah. All right. So since we are having problems tonight, can Kamala Harris make Hinduism and Buddhism great again? The daughter of an Indian scientist. I talked to my boss about this, who tried to text me earlier, and I don't know how to answer him because we're just working on something here. And I was talking about this and how he had his master's in a similar field, if not the same thing. And he taught me a lot, but I knew a lot when I met him. Well, most of the technical things I already knew. And that's why he hired me, just because, all right, she already knows this shit. I don't have to explain it. That's cool. I just have to show her techniques on, how to distribute products statewide. Okay. Everything else I had already. And we were talking about this degree. I said, well, you're like Kamala Harris's mother. And then we talked about Jill Biden, Dr. Jill. And I started talking about her thesis and whatnot. And he stopped me. He said, Colleen. And he started laughing. He's not like loud laugh like me. He's just like, he's like, Colleen, I wrote my roommate's doctoral thesis to get his doctorate in education, because we were talking about Dr. Jill Biden, Joe Biden's wife. He said, Colleen, I would be embarrassed to stand up in a group and tell them that I had a doctorate of education. He said, it's a joke. I wrote it in a night for my roommate. Can you imagine having someone write you, not even have to work? He said, I wrote the thesis for him myself. He said it was like putting a term paper together. Yeah, that dude's aggressive. He's very smart, but yeah, I think he might be a little mad at me now. But I told him I needed him to stay on my ass to take care of some stuff. I said, I just need a good kick in the ass right now. So if you don't mind, just keep kicking me there, I did. I sent him an email. He's like, all right. He's my main person for motivation. And he said, it's just a joke. And I said, well, you're just like her. And I said, well, as far as I'm concerned, from what I've read, she's nothing more than a lab technician. Now, I need to add that I don't know what her degree is exactly. The friend I'm talking about is chemistry, a master's. But he just did, what he did, he's just a scientist. Right? All he does is work on highly technical medical devices and bringing them from inception to market. I know a lot of people like that. They have Wikipedia pages. I just don't want to give myself away too much because there's someone out there that knows exactly who I am, or what I did. And I've got to keep some of this shit under wraps. The daughter of an Indian scientist mother. Yeah, she was just going to Briggs and Stratton to punch a time clock and do her piecework, right? The middle class people I knew, let me try to explain them to you. I'm just thinking of the block I grew up on. A carpenter, a man that did carpentry work for builders. And his wife was a cleaning lady. Well, the people below, behind, across the alley on the other side of our house, he was a firefighter. My dad had aspirations far and above. People were jealous, and they'd sometimes, and some, not my friends, but friends of my brother would they thought my dad was rich, and they'd break into our garage and try to rip shit off. I won't even get into that. But we left all summer, and I don't know what other people did. I just knew that my dad was always zipping by them. Oh, there was a guy that worked for General Mills cereal, and then Frito-Lay, and he was a food distributor. They had like a Brady Bunch house, it's just kind of basic. But then on our block, we'd have I think we had a podiatrist, and I babysat for their family a few times, but they were Jewish, and they mainly wanted Jewish people to work with. I'm just saying, okay? I'm not trying to be discriminatory. What else? Produce manager of the local grocery store. So, they're anxious to put their beloved Hindu. Another thing I wanted to say, why are these people so into killing children? You know what I'm saying? It's like all they talk about is aborting babies from the womb and going over to other countries and just blasting the fuck out of them, and then they're just collateral damage. I'm just wondering. She attended a Christian Church of God in Oakland, California. What? I thought she went to a Catholic school in Montreal. She didn't join a Black Baptist church. So the tolerant, no. Hinduism is a polytheistic faith in which there is room for acceptance of many paths to God. And what better example could we meet today than the very life of Kamala Harris, raised as a Hindu, who later adopted a Black Baptist church for political reasons and eventually married a Jew. You guys, that itself for me is racist, isn't it? Ah, wait, what is it? Where's ah? Oh, right here. Okay, let's do a screenshot of this, shall we? Here we go. I mean, this is just weird, isn't it? I mean, stop being so obsessed with this stuff. Wow, this is crazy, guys. Ah. Oh my God. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it.